Hello, everyone, and here we are with another interview series of CSPC 2021, and this time we are pleased to have with us Dr. Monica Gattinger, Professor of Political Studies, Faculty of Social Sciences at the University of Ottawa, and she's the Director of Institute for Science, Society, and Policy, a cross-faculty and multidisciplinary institute at the University of Ottawa, exploring the links between science, society, and policy. Welcome, Monica, to CSPC 2021, which is by no means your first time and neither your first interview with us.
Thank you so much, Mehrdad. It's such a pleasure to be here.
Great. So without any further ado, I want to ask my first question about the very important project that you have been leading for the past few years, the Positive Energy Project. This has been, I know that one of the signature programs that you personally have led. Can you tell us about the project and what it has so far achieved?
Thank you so much, Mehrdad. This has been such a fun project to work on. So it's a project that uses the convening power of the university to bring together leaders from the energy and environmental space. So people from policy, regulatory agencies, industry, Indigenous organizations, ENGOs, and we have them come together, and our mandate is to identify how to strengthen public confidence in energy decision-making in an age of climate change. So it's no secret that there's been some controversy over energy and climate issues in Canada, and what we're really trying to do is to bring leaders together to identify what are some of the key challenges. And then I lead a research team of about 15 to 20 or so researchers from Canada and internationally to undertake solution-focused applied research. So we've done research on a whole variety of different topics, everything from how to strengthen community confidence in energy project decision-making, how to navigate polarized contexts, how to strengthen regulatory frameworks for reducing emissions in the energy sector. And this work has really met with tremendous traction with leaders across the country. So we've had a pretty good opportunity to impact policy, regulation, industry, and community practice, both at the federal level, provincial, and locally.
Very interesting, yes. And I have been following the project. And as you said, the traction that it received from various, not just media outlets, but the community as a whole. Congratulations to you and your team on that fascinating project and work. But I want to ask you, where do you want to go from here? I know that there are different phases in the project. Could you elaborate on the future phases or project work on this?
Yeah, no, very happy to. So we have, in essence, sort of divided the project up into 3-year phases. Our next phase, which we're going to actually extend out probably to a 5-year time horizon, is really going to be focusing in on the concept of net zero. And so, as we know, Canada and many countries internationally have made very ambitious commitments to achieve net zero emissions by 2050. And what we're really going to be trying to focus on is how do we actually make that happen in the real worlds of energy and federalism and politics and reconciliation with Indigenous people and the like. So it's very much about how do we go from the what to the how on net zero, and we'll be focusing in on a number of key areas. One of them is how can we do a better job of integrating energy and climate objectives? I mean, frequently what we see is that climate happens in one kind of silo, energy policy happens in another silo. We don't necessarily get a joined up approach to these issues, and yet it's going to be essential going forward. And one of the key areas for that is going to be energy security. How do we ensure that people have reliable, affordable energy when and where they need it? So that's one area. Another area that's going to be crucial for Canada is intergovernmental relations. So bringing together not only the federal government and provincial and territorial governments, but also with municipal governments, with Indigenous governments. I mean, collaboration is going to be a really important cornerstone for net zero. Third area we'll be focusing in on, and Mehrdad, it's not a terribly, sexy area, as it were, but it's so important, is regulation. So we often talk about, we're going to need a lot of technological innovation to achieve emissions reductions, and that is absolutely true. But we also need to innovate in our institutions to support the deployment of those technological innovations and make sure that they can be rapidly deployed. And then the final area focuses in on public opinion, making sure we've really got a solid grasp of where Canadians are at on these issues, and ensuring that we are responding to their concerns collectively as we move forward.
So it seems that it's a huge amount of work ahead of you guys and you and your team, and I'm very much looking forward to see how it's developed and seeing the results as you just explained. It's a number of interesting outcomes from that project, and very much looking forward to those. Thank you for elaborating in those, Monica. Now, I want to switch a little bit about the Institute ISSP. You know that you just just published a 5 years a strategic plan. I had the privilege and honor to be part of the team steering committee team. But can you tell us the highlights of that 5 year strategic plan?
This has really been a fascinating and exciting time for the Institute. So, Mehrdad, as you know, for the last year, we've been working very hard, engaging our members both on campus and off campus, with a lot of opportunities for input into where we should take the Institute over the next 5 years. So we've engaged people with, focus groups and meetings and public opinion surveys. You served on a steering committee for us. We've engaged our advisory committee to really try to, build from the ground up a 5 year strategic plan. Our strategic vision for the next 5 years, and it's quite ambitious, is to help Canada to transform decision making for the grand challenges of our time. So if you think back to the conversation we just had around climate, right? This is clearly one of the grand challenges of our time. And, the work that we're doing at Positive Energy is exactly about this issue of how do we transform decision making? And it's not only about, the substance of decisions, but it's about how we make those decisions. One of the things that work at Positive Energy demonstrated was that we can bring together folks from a variety of different backgrounds, a variety of different sectors, and that's absolutely crucial. That collaboration is crucial to co-produce solutions to these grand challenges. So that's the overall strategic vision, is about transforming decision making and helping Canada to do that. We're going to focus in on 3 key areas, and I think you'll see the relevance of these, particularly for people who are in the CSPC network. The first of which is how to strengthen public trust in expert-based decision-making, right? So whether it's on climate or think about the pandemic, ensuring that we have that trusted, the trust in expertise and expert-based decision-making is absolutely crucial. When I think about vaccine deployment for the pandemic, I think that's a great illustration of that. The second area is about how to do a better job of co-producing policies between business, government, academia, Indigenous organizations, civil society, individual Canadians. Again, this is something that has emerged from our consultations with our members as really crucial to transforming decision making. And then the third area is how can we do a better job of aligning innovative potential and innovations with societal and social interests and concerns. And so one of the areas that we're very strong in at the Institute is inclusive innovation. And it's how do we do, again, a better job of innovating in the public interest. So we're really excited to be bringing this forward. As you mentioned, that the plan is very soon to be released publicly, or perhaps will be by the time this interview is made public. And we'll be really keen to work with CSPC and others going forward.
That's good. Very exciting, Monica. Very much looking forward to that. And that brings me to my last question regarding our collaborations, CSPC and ISSP. We have been working together in the past. We'll be do more work in future, especially as an outcome of the new strategic plan. Very much looking forward to that. But I want to ask how your opinion about the CSPC value to the community, your insights, and also the path moving forward with more collaborations.
Well, CSPC is absolutely pivotal. And it's such a testament to all of the work that you've put in, Mehrdad, that you have created such a phenomenal, and it's not just a conference, and I know that you know that, but it's not just a conference, it's a network, it's a forum, it's a meeting place. This is absolutely crucial for the country going forward to bring the science policy community together across the country. And I think CSPC plays such a strong role in that area. And it's not just about the sort of more seasoned, shall we say, folks like you and I. It's also about emerging leaders. What CSPC does for emerging leaders in science policy is absolutely outstanding. And so when it comes to, when I think about where are the areas for us to collaborate, well, it really cuts across three key areas for me, one of which, of course, is research. So, we obviously today we talked about energy and climate, but we have members who do work in the area of artificial intelligence and robotics, inclusive innovation, pandemic governance, just name a topic that's at the heart of science, society, and policy, and the Institute will have a member who are working on that. So there's a lot of opportunity there for collaboration on research. I think there's lots of opportunity for collaboration on outreach, right? How could we work together to maximize our impact and our reach? And then the third area that I alluded to a moment ago, to me, is teaching and training. How can we, CSPC as a nonprofit, the ISSP based in a university, how can we collaborate to really start to strengthen the training and teaching opportunities for that next generation? Because if we are to transform decision making back to the ISSP strategic plan, it's going to take a really thinking differently about how we train that next generation.
Thank you, Monica, very much for this excellent positive thinking and insights towards CSPC. On our side, I must say that we have been very pleased and honored to work with you over the course of past few years for various projects. And for some of the viewers who may not know, I carry the badge of honor of being ISSP Senior Fellow, and very much looking forward to our collaborations in future. And once again, thank you very much for being with us, Monica, this year again. And I hope you enjoy the conference. I know that you are participating in a couple of panels, and very much looking forward to those sessions as well.
Thank you so much, Mehrdad. Looking forward to it.